everybody. I'm doing a 30-minute session for a client. We are on round 3, doing healing for elephants with Wildlife SOS. So I've gotten to visit Ginger and Lakshmi, and today we're going to visit Pari. And I want to thank you so much. I am really enjoying this experience. Your generosity to help these elephants is so cool. Thank you for this. Thank you very much for blessing me, blessing all of us here on YouTube, and blessing these elephants with support. It's amazing what we can learn from them and learn about soul experiences and through the perspective and the eyes of an elephant. So, I mean, I'm blown away. I can't wait to see what we discover here. So this is what you share about Pari. You say, Pari is the next lovely elephant at Wildlife SOS I'd like to send healing to. As far as I understand, she has a lot of physical issues in her feet, legs, and joints. Another girl not able to be with other elephants yet due to her physical condition. She suffered severe malnourishment and abuse, but she is described as being trusting, playful, and food motivated. So takes her treatments and therapy well. I can't wait to get to know her and be a part of her healing. Thank you. God, that makes me feel so good inside. Okay. Pari, I would not have known about these elephants if it weren't for you. Thank you for that. Okay. Yay. All right, I'm just trying to chill out here. Swear to God, I could do this. I'm so excited. Okay. Okay. What can I do to help Pari? We want to see her get to join a family of elephants and to heal from her life experiences and to become strong in her well-being and physical balance and the spirit of herself. So guide me in this process. It's actually, I feel like I'm looking through the eyes of, all right. I know what this kind of personality is like. Is somebody who watches, is somebody who is an observer. They're not really thinking so much as processing a lot of information deep down inside. I feel like I'm looking through the eyes of one who is watching, observing, and processing a lot of information deep down inside. The reason why this is a bit of a talent to have this psyche is because you're not letting yourself go to, you're not triggering the emotions. You're not making a decision whether you agree or disagree with what you're looking at. You're just accepting it or seeing it as it is. And you're going deep into the meaning of what you're seeing without being too emotionally vulnerable to it. That's my first experience. I feel like Pari is willing to look at life, look at people, look at experiences, go through those experiences, and somehow maintaining optimism. Somehow, and it's not like optimism. It's just like I'm part of this experience, and I'm not going to let this experience damage me. I'm just going to go through it, and I'm going to observe it, and I'm going to translate it from some silent place inside of myself. And I'm going to allow myself to grow without really thinking or feeling too much about that growth. And it's almost like that's what I experience about this elephant, okay? And that might be why she's able to handle her recovery has some positive sides to it. Because I feel like there's a strength in that type of character. Going through difficult experiences can come out without being too traumatized, only because they didn't allow themselves to be broken by what they experienced. They chose to be an observer of it. May not have liked it, may not have enjoyed it, but didn't let it destroy them, okay? Now, the next thing, I'm getting kind of into the next deeper meaning, is that there was a lot more seen, felt that was very challenging. And I can tell that Pari didn't want to get lost in those feelings, didn't even want to go there with the feelings. Because if she went there with the feelings, Again, it's the difference between survival or breaking, okay? So if the easiest way to endure challenging times is to be an observer of it and not to feel too much, or to decide that this is a terrible experience, but just to endure it, will make you stronger as you get through it. You won't be so tied to it. You won't be so like it becomes a part of you and you can't overcome it. You just kind of get sucked into it, right? Now we're going to a deeper layer that says, it was really that hard. I just don't know if I want to feel how hard it really was. I'd rather just keep moving forward instead of holding on to the past. However, the past is still beneath the surface, and I feel it needs a lot more emotional acknowledgement. And I think there's a safe way we can do this by not being too conflicting at the conscious level. But I mean, I could feel this really emotionally building up and expanding out, almost like, let's say water's starting to come out of the drain. Like, why is the water coming out of the drain? Oh my God, it's starting to come out. Is it filling up my bathroom? Oh my God, oh my God, the waters just keep coming out. It's not going down, it's coming up and out. Not like a geyser, it's just like filling up, filling up, filling up. And this is just the not felt emotions of what Pari went through, okay? And they're very salty, tasting like tears. Still that incredible ability to witness this, observe this, but not judge this in a way that could cause one to fall into it and feel lost in it, okay? This is really impacting my heart, but majorly my emotional gut, okay? I hear some whispers like, wanting to admit I don't want to go through this experience, but it's so quiet and soft. Like, I am going through this experience. I don't want to go through this experience. So it's actually an inner childlike energy that's saying this. I don't want to go through this experience. But it's some sort of mature voice that says, I am going through this experience. But the inner child says, I don't want to go through this experience. So I'm going to make that louder, and we're just going to acknowledge that, Pari, you didn't want to go through this experience. Oh, she doesn't like that. I say it's just the honest truth. That's very conflicting of her to ever admit that. It's almost like beneath her to ever admit that. There's a certain strength or pride here that's actually interesting. You could say even admirable. There's a level of pride that it would be beneath me to say that I didn't want to go through that experience, because I did go through that experience. So any part of me that said I didn't want to go through that experience, I am not choosing to go there. I'm not going to bend my knee to that. I have a sense of pride in myself. I went through that experience. I say, we have to correct this because it's still whispering that. And let me figure out how we can do that while still honoring your pride. And this pride isn't like the ego level that you have too much pride, you can't change, or it makes you stubborn and you're lost in pride that you can't see your real self. Like, it's nothing like that. Actually, honorable pride. I honor myself. I honor my memories. I honor my life, even if it was hard. I went through that. That's all there is to say. That's all there is to say. I went through that, and here I'm still standing, and I have pride in myself. I still have to do something to help this inner child elephant. So I just hug it. And the elephant silently cries, and will never admit to any other elephant or any human being or God, him herself, that ever felt that way, ever felt that they didn't want to go through this experience. She does not want, she gets angry as I bring this baby elephant closer to her. She gets angry at the elephant and even hits it with her trunk. Like, that elephant represents weakness. Get that elephant away from me. I say that elephant represents you. She needs to welcome this elephant into her heart. And this elephant is not weak. This elephant is her. But this elephant simply wanted to state, I don't want to go through this experience. And that's the honest truth. Simply wanted to state that. And it was stated. Even if it was spoken at a whisper, it was stated. And it's okay to acknowledge that it was stated, and that doesn't make you less of an elephant. She has a trigger switch because I see that she wants to go into a rage. She's really mad. I love the observer state. I love that that was her survival technique. All the while, beneath the surface, she was crying and would not allow herself to ever reveal that, ever show anybody or any elephant or any human that would be a weakness. But truly, it was the truth. She felt that way. There's no judgment of that. And this rage is a sign that she hasn't allowed herself to cry enough yet. She hasn't allowed herself to cry. I mean, she has enough tears to fill up a whole bathroom. And then you open the door and like, whoosh, all this water comes out. Like, dang, where'd that come from? Pari, she didn't cry. Her tears, they wound up in my bathroom. They say, it's okay, Pari, to cry. She really, believe it or not, she's kind of a snob. Because it's like, I don't cry. I'm an elephant. I am strong. I don't cry. What are you talking about? It's like the baby elephant spoke. The baby elephant has tears. Those are your tears. Those are your words. So let's go back to the venting rage, which is actually about time. She's like destroying anything and everything in sight. I mean, she is stomping, she is breaking, she's picking up, throwing. She held herself back considerably. Her manners, she didn't react in rage. And that's a big question mark to her observer self, is if she should have reacted in rage. I say you didn't react in rage. So now we know that you didn't react in rage. You also whispered that you didn't want to go through this experience. You also had a lot of tears that you didn't cry. So this is just the fact of the matter. You don't need to wonder if you should have or shouldn't have. You just didn't. It wasn't your nature at that time. Now you're starting to allow yourself to feel your emotions, and it's violating your pride. It's challenging you. I say just let it out and be angry, because you need to express that. So we're creating like a space where she can just throw and break and mangle and smash and trample, okay? Because she really needs to get it out of her system. Even on the level that she's stepping on glass, she's cutting her skin, she's cutting her face. She's hurting people. She starts to cry and she's embarrassed by her behavior. She said an elephant should never do those things. No matter what anybody does, the elephant takes pride in themselves. there's like a moral code, unwritten language, like unwritten rules of the elephant. She says, I'm ashamed of myself now. She looks at her body's all cut up and what she witnessed herself doing, and she doesn't like it at all. She doesn't agree with that at all. I say, okay, so you've decided that you did the right thing. By not reacting, you honored something of your code of ethics. So in this energy space, it's just you discovering that that was never really you to begin with, and that's why you never went through with it. You see how we're just figuring out the facts? So we just erase all of this. You got your anger out and realized it wasn't you. Can you just acknowledge this little baby elephant, though? She instantly sees the baby as like her own child, and she holds it and says, I'm so sorry for hitting you. And she wonders if she is defective, if she is ill. And I see her trying to find a mirror so that she can look into her own eyes to see what kind of elephant she is. And I show her a mirror and I see a really dark face that does not look like an elephant face reflect back, and she is starting to become angry again. She says, what has happened to me? I say, you were hurt for a long time. It messes anybody up. She says, I don't like my eyes. I don't like what's in my reflection. I don't like myself. Okay, so now we're in a place where you're saying, I don't like myself. I'm just pausing because I want to see what she says. Because I'm starting to feel the emotions are starting to come out of the drain again. And they're starting to fill up a whole bathroom, okay? And it's like she needs to feel her emotions. It's interesting because when I hear her say that she doesn't like herself, I'm not judging that one way or another, and she shouldn't either. She shouldn't judge it one way or another. She has every right to say that if she wants to say that at this time. What we're just trying to do here is work through a certain sequence of language in order to bring out the emotions, in order to continue to flush this out of her emotional body so she can come back to loving herself. And it's not hard to do that. It just is natural. But there's too many thorns, invisible thorns here on the path. And she hasn't allowed herself to feel this because she was holding on to a sense of pride. And she needs to become vulnerable to this so that it breaks on the inside of her. It's like a water balloon just breaks and poof, bursts, right? So once her emotion can just burst, it's done. And now we can move forward. This might need to happen again and again and again and again and again for it to go all the way through its full cycle. We're talking about a lot of years here built up, all right? A lot of layers built up. And now conflicting with her self-worth and pride. And to what degree was that crafted in order to help her maintain strength? But really, it was basically an illusionary foundation that was real as it could be for her to get through this experience as strong as she could, aligned with who she wanted to represent in this life. But now we're through it, and now we need to break all this down and start fresh so she can just feel the pride in herself, genuinely from the heart. Not from some structure that is helping her to get through this hardship, but because she actually feels it inside her heart. It's her divine truth, because it really is. You got to help her to feel that without question, without any other waver. She whispers that she is ugly. She's an ugly elephant. Not physical attraction or beauty. It's ugly on the inside. She is a disgrace to elephant kind. She is defective. She is unworthy. I'm going to put society around her. And I'm gonna echo exactly what she said, and as though society is coming from society. Let's say society is defective. Society is unworthy of her. Society blended its vulnerabilities into her experience, and then she adopted it as though it was her issue. And it was never her issue. It was society's issue. She became a strong pillar of something good in this world. She doesn't have to adopt what isn't good in this world, that broken stuff, and make it herself, make it her own. She's outsmarting something. She is doing something extraordinary here. I'm showing her this. Oh man, is she ever mad again? I say that's not a defective elephant. That's your natural emotion. That's true to yourself. That's true to your feelings. This is what you held back. And so we need to release it somewhere, somehow. Otherwise, it just stays pent up inside you, unresolved, and it's going to start to eat away at you in different ways. Not worth it. Don't need to let that happen. So I just let her roar, and I let her trample, and I let her react again. And I let her take it out on society, just in this energy world. It's a safe space. Nobody's going to get hurt here. She's even more vicious this time, and she cries. She gets a glass in her eyes. And the glass cut her eyes, and she has tears of blood. And she's blinded by rage. And she wants to kill. And this is snapping a secondary personality that she wants to kill everybody and everything and destroy it all, break it all down to the ground, burn it. Like, she wants to become a dark elephant. I mean, this is legit. That's what that type of experience can do. I'm just letting her get it all out of her system, because it's going to feel that way when it's coming out. But is that genuinely how she feels? Or is that just how she feels in the moment as she's venting a lot of hurt? So it can be disorienting, it can be confusing, it can be questionable as it's coming out. Once it's out, it's like you calm down and you cry and you say, that's not me. That's not me. Why am I doing this? Because you were hurt for a really long time. You were hurting. You were struggling for a really long time. And when you struggle for a really long time and you stay in that observer self, it's kind of a survival mechanism, because we got to bring you back into your elephant body. It's a powerful trait to have. It gives you willpower. It gives you strength. It gives you patience. It gives you many things. But then we got to bring you back to your elephant self so you can actually participate in being here, being alive, and having natural emotions and reactions to things. She asks if she'll ever be normal or good or healthy again. Because she doesn't like when she has a rage attack. She doesn't like it. She doesn't like herself when she does that. She regrets it. I'm going to take some time and we're going to just breathe. And then we're going to meditate, and we're going to go back to an elephant that has pride in herself. We've gotten some hardcore venting out, some serious rage out, some emotions out. But let's go back to what we know about an elephant that has pride, but in a healthier way. Because it is actually from the heart and not the head. It's like you had to be headstrong to get through this, not feel too much about it, just get through this. But now you have to be from the heart. And you can do this. You can definitely do this. You literally have the caliber, what it takes to do this. Pari, you can do this. Oh man, this is complex. And when we go to a place of what is like a serene, natural space, it's just her right now. I want to bring in some other elephants, but it's just her right now. And we're going to kind of meditate on the sensation of what it is to have pride in oneself. And I remind her, if she's uncomfortable looking at herself in the mirror, how is she going to feel in the eyes of other elephants looking at her? So we're going to build up to that exchange, okay? There's lots of flowers around. It's kind of a lush environment. It's fresh, even fresh water, fresh air. It's really cheerful and peaceful, serene, flowers, lush. It feels very lush. Not like sandy or dusty, which I know elephants like that dust. And they like water. This is more kind of like Indian deity level environment, or maybe like a Asian deity. It's very ornate and beautiful and wise, sacred, a healing space for the elephant spirit. And I mean, it's wise elephant. It's like wise elephant, the elephant god and goddess. It's wise. And I say no pretending. I'm going to bring some elephants in and be honest with your feelings, okay? This is a safe space. She's instantly unsure of herself if she's good enough for other elephants. She lacks confidence. She does carry this ugliness like she's forever damaged goods. She's a damaged elephant. She's not good enough for other elephants. She's ugly inside, like she's become damaged and ugly. I say, I want you to look in the eyes of another elephant looking into yours. This is a male elephant. She's okay letting this male elephant judge her. She expects that it's not going to be favorable. But this is surprising because this male elephant does not reject her. Actually sees her as desperately needing family and nurture, tenderness, and support, to not be alone. She desperately needs to know what it's like to not be alone with a strong family of elephants. And when she is welcomed into an elephant family, it's like she can't believe it. She doesn't know how she would ever be worthy of it. And she starts to cry, genuinely cry from the outside. Not just the bathroom sink is oddly filling up with tears and water is filling up the bathroom. It's like I see her face and it is crying tears. And she asks the male elephant why he doesn't hit her. She keeps expecting him to hit her. She doesn't understand that. She doesn't know how to relate to not being hit by him. Nobody is hitting her. She really feels like she should be hit. She feels gross because she has felt like hitting other elephants, even people. And I'd say to tell that to the male elephant, some of the emotions that she's endured. Be honest with this male elephant. Be honest with him. She has a hard time looking into his eyes to admit this, because it is a mark against the elephant pride. And she's embarrassed and ashamed. And I say, you need to be honest and let him decide. And let's see what happens. No matter what he decides, we will move forward and explore the next thing. So she does. She looks into his eyes and she shows him that she doesn't understand why he doesn't hit her with his trunk, because she has felt like hitting other elephants and people. And she knows that that's like a sin against the elephant pride, and she's ashamed of herself. And she's finds it odd to be in such a loving family that doesn't hit each other. He cries a tear for her. And what he does, he lifts his trunk up and he gently strokes her on the head and says, this is the, like, I'll raise my hand to you, if only to stroke your head, to comfort you. I don't ever want to hurt you more than you've already been hurt. And that breaks her on the inside. It shatters all of this unworthiness. And she's suddenly very, very tired because it's so unbelievable that she could be forgiven by her elephant family. That her elephant family could still love her after all of this. I see that she sleeps and she dreams of enjoying being playful with other elephants and feeling secure in herself that she is loved by other elephants. And that's really healthy for her. And they're playing in the water and spraying each other and kind of like running around and spraying each other. It's like kids with water balloons. It's really cute. And she starts to giggle, and she's got a very beautiful inner child elephant. And when she's her inner child self, she's hilarious. It's almost like if she were a person, she'd be a really funny person. She would be somebody who would have really good jokes and want to make everybody smile around her. And she'd be somebody who would always try to cheer everybody up and always be observing of everybody around her in order to know who needed to be cheered up. And she'd put her energy into that person to help them be brighter. That's like her personality type. So you can see that her being angry is not her at all. Everything that she did was incredible. It was a heroic feat. She's kind of, honestly, she's kind of tired of the conversation. She's tired of being praised. She just wants a genuine, she wants genuine exchanges because she doesn't want to be lifted up. She wants to be level-headed. I say, okay, then how are you doing? Like, level-headed to level-headed, how are you doing? I say, do you want to hit other elephants or people or break things? She says she still feels like she has some of that inside, but it's quieter now. She's feeling like it's quieter now. It's not like a war inside herself, it's quieter. I say, do you want to play? She's like, yes. She says life can be really freeing. It can be very carefree. And when life is like that, it's the best life you could ever live. Because she shows me how wonderful it is to be loved. How wonderful it is to be helped. To be cared about. She even bows in gratitude that you care about her, that we all care about her. Wildlife SOS cares about her. Everybody that knows about her cares about her. It's her elephant pride. She says that she's going to overcome. She's going to conquer as a thank you to everyone who has ever helped her. She's going to do this in thank you to everyone so they can see how they helped her conquer all of this and become a healthy, strong elephant. Because that's what they want for her, and she wants that for herself, but she wants that for them too. As her way of saying thank you for helping me to become the elephant you wanted me to be. Now I can be that. Thank you. I am going to work very hard to be that for me and for you. Thank you. She's like this. I feel that she, as funny as she can be, I do like the level-headed nature. I also feel that's one of her strengths, to have clear thoughts about things, because it goes back to that strong observer and someone who is in a reflective state. She feels safer to be connected with her heart and her emotions and her body and her memories. And she feels like she has nurtured that inner child with this help. She's not rejecting that at all, and she's not thinking less of herself. She's really gained a lot in confidence and self-worth. She's starting to glow, and again, I see her as really tired, like this has been a lot of energy work for her, and she's gonna go take a nap. I keep seeing like, okay, I'm gonna go to sleep now. Okay, this one last thing. Okay, I'm gonna go to sleep now. I see her just resting and just letting herself heal from this. There's no doubt about it. This energy work really did do some powerful work for her. I have a feeling when there are updates, we will see Pari definitely. I see her having an elephant family that is going to welcome her in. I see this for her. She wants this for herself, and she's very grateful for all the help she's ever received. And she has the strength of a clear mind and the ability to work through this. I know she can heal. I know she can do it. And that's being level-headed. All right. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed getting to know Pari and getting to do healing for her. It's a success. It's like a gift for everybody. Like when Pari heals, we all heal. It's so good. Thank you everybody for watching, for your love and support. I'll put links in the description if you're interested in checking out other sessions for Ginger and for Lakshmi. All right, have a great day, everybody.